Hello and welcome to Deep Dive Film School. I'm Adam Sherlock.
And I'm Adam Pulcher.
And if you like what you see/hear, please like and subscribe. You can find us in all the spaces and places that people
find good media. That's right, Sherlock. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Those are our most active platforms, so join us there. You can also join either one of us at on Letterboxd, at Adam Pulcher here, at Mr. _Sherlock there.
Yep.
This week we are going to get into that one scene from 1992 directorial debut of Mr. Quentin Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs.
Yes.
Personally, was a game changer for me. It really made me want to go see Pulp Fiction. That really changed things for me in that movie, but also reflecting back of like, oh, you can make a movie like that,
right? Yeah, it sits somewhere between.
I hadn't seen Rashomon or anything yet,
right,
so I was like 14, 15 years old.
right, or like City on Fire or any of the movies that Tarantino used as inspiration for this.
100%.
But I mean, this has almost a play-like element in the sort of current time frame, and then it jumps back through time and has all of these interstitials that tie together who the different characters are, even though when all together they're just going by these names based on colors.
I'd love to fucking see a play of this movie.
Oh yeah, it'd be
really
incredible
fun to watch.
And it'd probably be fairly easy to do. You would just have to kind of work around some of the more action-based scenes, even though those are really small.
And the flashbacks, but
And obviously the scene that we're doing was the one that was most notorious.
Monumental.
When it showed at Sundance, and as well as all these other festivals, which is the stuck in the middle with you ear cut off scene.
Yes.
And it's interesting.
Still brutal.
Well, and it's interesting how many of what became really not only Tarantino calling cards, which is like
music.
Needle drops, excessive violence, great dialogue, interesting, strange characters, and then finding these spots between humor and real fear, like real like terrifying, psychotic characters. Right?
We'll do that. I did write down though on mine, very similar to what you said. I'm like, it's like really funny too at the same time. This part, so it's just like, and it reminded me of another Tarantino thing, like you said. So it's just
subverting expectations.
He loves being in his own world, as we all know.
Very much so. But this was the first time anybody
saw
anything like that. And even the needle drop thing, I was thinking about like, okay, well, the first one really is the classic, them walking down the alley to the Little Green Bag song.
Little Green Bag.
But that felt cool in a way where you're like, okay, this is not subverting like the needle drop moment, but Stuck in the Middle with You is completely, it's like, it gave so many of these old songs new life.
I was going to say it's not like a needle drop of the greatest pop song ever. It's
not the Stones.
It's not a song that or even like just a modern day whatever. It's like needle drop that you hear in a movie. It's not some pop song.
Yeah,
it's the K. Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s,
which is its own running gag throughout all this. That you get Stephen Wright to be the worst DJ on planet Earth, right? With just like he sounds like he's personally offended by all the music that he's playing, right? Like he sounds like he hates it.
Yeah.
And it goes through the whole thing, and it's a great little piece to kind of tie all the parts together.
I agree.
But that moment where, Michael Madsen puts that cowboy boot up on the table, pulls out a straight razor and says, "You ever listen to K. Billy's?" And you're like, "Oh my god!"
But, I mean, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. But even better is when he goes to check on Mr. Orange and his fucking jam comes on.
Yep, exactly. And he's like, "Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah,
wait a minute."
And it's a fucking great song.
So we'll get to that when we're starting this sequence. You have nice guy Eddie, who's there.
Give some context to the scene.
The robbery has been completely botched. There's a lot of talk. We've already had this great, they've been set up by somebody, right? And because the mechanism of the story is slowly unraveling characters to us, there's still a lot of characters that we don't know who they are. So like we don't know.
Michael Madsen's pretty much he's Mr. Blonde in the scene, and then we have Mr. Orange, which is Tim Roth, and then the guy who plays the cop is Kirk Baltz, Marvin Nash. The cop. Those are really the only three in the scene. But what you're talking about happens a little before.
Yep.
Him and Mr. White are arguing. He calls him a psycho.
Yeah, this is where we find out that he shot up a bunch and murdered a bunch of people in the robbery. Now, at this point, we already know that Mr. Blonde, Michael Madsen's character, is in he's in good with Joe Cappa, who set this whole burglary up, and Joe Cappa's son is Nice Guy Eddie, and so there's like, we know that his real name is Victor Vega, which becomes a fun Easter egg to Pulp Fiction. But he's just sitting. Mr. Blonde is just sitting, cool as a cucumber, on the edge of a visqueen covered hearse, which is a really nice, amazing sort of symbolic detail there. But he's like, hey man, what can I say? Like, alarms make me nervous. I don't like them. As the reason why he shot this place up.
They didn't follow the rules, and they got what they got.
And if they wouldn't have, they'd be alive right now, and there'd be no problem.
And it's funny, through the scene we're reviewing and that scene, and pretty much the whole time he's there, he's the cool fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's cool as a cucumber.
Yeah,
he
he's got
seem
his
like
little
a madman
soda.
Or a psycho.
Yeah.
But he also just did 5 years in prison for Joe Cabot. That's kind of the flashback we get of their relationship and how he fits into this crew.
Right.
And so
as a more personal member rather than kind of just a random, who the only other personal guy is really Harvey Keitel that knows other people.
Yeah.
Then the rest of these, like Mr. Pink, we never really get any kind of a background of who he is.
No, and that's fine too. That's fine too. And that's something I love about this movie, is that it picks and chooses when to show you these flashbacks.
Yep.
And you think you're just kind of figuring out who the rat is.
Yep.
And you are, but at the same time,
takes way more time to get there than you think.
It does. And I wouldn't say it's like a switcheroo, but they pull some fast ones on you, I think, thinking one thing. And that's kind of the whole fun of those types of movies, right? The Knives Out is like, who did it? Oh, it's they did it because of this, and oh no, they did it because of that.
Yeah, and you have to pull the thread to figure out what's actually happening.
And that's a fun part of this movie, but they're doing it with gangsters and a jewel heist, and so it becomes a lot more graphic, a lot more eccentric. These guys have never worked each other; they don't know each other's names. But there's so many great scenes in this movie, and great ones before this, like the opening scene in the diner. But this one is such a unique, gruesome, story-changing scene.
Yep, it is exactly. It changes the stakes because even though he seems like he's super cool and laid back, the second that Mr. Mr. White, and Nice Guy Eddie leave,
that's where we start.
And this thing that he says of I don't care if there's a rat. You don't have anything to tell me that I want to know.
Everyone's talking about a setup, and here's the rat.
And he says, torturing cops is amusing to me. And which is like the most like terrifying, and it is the glee that he has in this. And he isn't out of control, foaming at the mouth. He just finds it funny. He finds this whole thing that he's doing funny.
It is. It's like the madman, which this scene shows what a madman he actually is, and makes you believe what Mr. White is saying, right? This is kind of proof of concept and that. And he's kind of playful at first. He's like, hey, I think I'm parked in the red zone, and just joking around. But then he says, he's like, I don't give a fuck what you know or what you don't know. I'm going to torture you anyways. Yeah. Like, I don't care who the rat is. I don't even care if there is a rat.
And it's worth mentioning at this point, not only do the vast majority of audiences in this period of time not know who Quentin Tarantino is, they also don't really know who Michael Madsen is. Like, this is the movie that propelled him.
All of these guys.
Michael Madsen,
Tim Roth, all of these guys.
Michael Madsen played, and Keitel had been around for a while.
Yeah, but this took him other places.
And Michael Madsen basically had been the abusive boyfriend in Thelma and Louise, that's right, and that's about it. Other than that, very small roles. And so to see those acting chops along with this scene directed and written by Tarantino, like, people just didn't know what the hell they were watching. And then the fact that he's got his little straight razor and is dancing around to his song.
Once it comes on, it's got that guitar part. Oh, it's so good.
And it's just like stuck in the middle with you as the song, this like little bopping tune. Yeah, like,
I'm so scared.
It's just... And the fact that he has a straight razor the camera it's a 2-shot.
It is. It's great camera
We got these
work,
close-ups.
especially for a freshman director.
Yep. We got the close-ups with the cop's face, and then the wides of Mr. Blonde dancing around.
When that song starts and it's the close-up of after he's been taped up and cut up and beat up, and you got all that blood over the duct tape,
and he's just thrashing
kind
about.
of like slowly pans and watches him dance, and you're like, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
What is gonna happen?
Yeah.
He has no idea what's coming.
And when the scene happens where he straddles him and starts sawing at his head, even the camera doesn't want anything to do with this scene. The camera itself just moves away.
It says, "Hey, you're in a movie, but you're gonna listen to this.
Yeah,
but you're gonna watch this
hallway,
loading dock with a doorway for about 45 seconds where this guy gets his fucking ear cut
and we're
off.
just gonna hear it."
And at the time, that was pretty I think Haneke does that in I think Funny Games at some point, where it's just like the violence in your head off screen is way scarier than what he can show you.
And famously, at one of the screenings, Wes Craven got up and walked out of the movie.
The Horror King,
the Horror King himself was like, "This isn't what I do. I do something different. I have guys with I have
Freddy Krueger,
dream monsters with knifey hands that turn into pizzas and shit. Like, this is not what I'm doing."
Yeah, this is a different kind of horror that you're tapping into that is way more uncomfortable, and it was
sadistic.
It was
very
new.
sadistic, right?
Absolutely, it was new for the time, for sure. That people wouldn't really go there like this.
Well, and again, like with a new director who you can't once you knew who Tarantino was when he had this kind of violence in his movies, you could kind of trust him. Like, you kind of understood, like, yeah, this is going to get bad, but like, that's okay. Like, all things considered, right? But you didn't really know that at this time. And so it did kind of turn your stomach of like, oh my God, this is really messed up. And that's part of what makes it so effective.
Absolutely.
And that it isn't gratuitous and sexy. The camera's just sitting there making you participate, right?
The whole wonder there, though, is amazing, because he basically is just like putting his hand over his mouth, and you're like, what is he gonna do? Like, he sliced him up a few times, and it's just this great low angle that just kind of goes high over him as he's doing it and gets in there, and man, what a performance. Like, this guy doesn't get enough love. That Kirk Baltz, the guy who plays Marvin Nash, the cop, does such a fucking brilliant job in the scene. He might be the star of the scene. Obviously Mattson is like doing his thing, and that's a lot easier to emulate,
but Nash is the audience.
Fucking job.
Nash is the rest of us.
Yeah, so
right?
we're like, what are they going to do to us? What are they going to show us? And I could see how people would cringe up.
And with when the camera goes up, it does come back a little bit, but it doesn't come back to the cop. It comes back to
he
Mattson.
Walks back in frame.
He walks back in frame, and he's holding the ear. And he does this amazing bit of acting where he himself looks surprised at how fucked up this was. Like, he himself, his eyebrows go up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, I cut off this guy's fucking ear." Like, oh man,
doesn't have an ounce of regret.
And then he's like, "Hello."
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, what's going on? Can you hear that?" And again, that is probably the funny moment in this scene, where the first time you see it, but the very same thing happens to also a Marvin in Pulp Fiction when he gets shot in the face at the beginning of the third act.
And it's
two Marvins. I don't think I connected that.
I didn't think I connected that either.
But that is like, guy just got his brains blown out, but you're laughing.
You're laughing because it's so absurd and just over the top.
And really, that's kind of what he did here, right? It's brutal. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And over the top, but that's what he's trying to do, is shock you.
Yep. Now, let me ask you this. Are there a couple of other really good Tarantino needle drops in other movies that stand out to you? Because I was like, okay, Little Green Bag in this one, and then definitely
Kill Bill definitely has some.
Kill Bill has someone. There's the 1, 2, 3, 4s. Yes. That's one of them. I think another one from Kill Bill was Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood. That's a really good one. Son of a Loving Man in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a killer one.
Absolutely. Pulp Fiction has
Miserlou. Pulp Fiction,
obviously.
right? Obviously, Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon. Goes to show you never can tell.
Yep,
of course.
all of those. And the thing is, I had all of these soundtracks, Reservoir Dogs. I had the CDs. I probably still do.
Right.
The Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs CDs, because he made... I think maybe someone who was less into indie movies would get like the Forrest Gump soundtrack and be like, look at all these Creedence,
old hits. Yeah.
And people, songs that they're familiar with, but like, oh, now I know it. Now I have a reference to it. Here he's like creating the reference to it.
Yeah.
To all of these songs.
Dude, Across 110th Street from Jackie Brown.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Oh, great one.
Right?
Yeah.
Like just these ones. Yeah, the Delphonics. Like, and you're like, yeah, to me, I'm like, I obviously like as like a white guy growing up in Utah, like I don't know who the Delphonics are until I see that movie. And then it's like all of those songs, I'm like, these are incredible. They're epic tunes, right?
Absolutely. But he also just made those needle drops cool.
Yep.
Made music and movies cool again. Obviously, he loves Sergio Leone, who did that before him and made music cool. He made scores cool.
Well, and I think to love Sergio Leone and then also love the RZA, right, and find a way to mix those two things together to create those great needle drops. But again, it was just something that was on my mind where I was like, yeah, and you're right, like unknown songs to be like that rather than it always being like, you know, Give Me Shelter or whatever. It's like
exactly, yeah. Scorsese's got that one.
Yeah. But to do it with songs that you didn't really know, like Stuck in the Middle with You.
I agree. It you know, I still know every word to most of those soundtracks, including that song. But back to the scene, we kind of get a break here after he cuts it off, and the camera follows him outside
another
to his car.
Trope that is so Tarantino that I don't know that I'd ever really seen before in that way.
I mean, the big one obviously is the camera in the trunk.
Trunk, which is
and
right
we
before
get that
this.
earlier.
Yep.
But like this one, we just see him walk out and then fall back in, and then
I think we can hear kids playing.
Yeah,
and there's a siren way off in the distance,
and like you don't think about the kids playing the first 15 times you watch this movie, but this time when I was analyzing the scenes, I'm like, dude, what's about to go down is all that shit is that far away from these kids. That's fucked up.
And he's just out there with like the bloodiest hands, and you're like, and he doesn't give a shit.
A thing of gasoline. Goes in, and then of course Marvin is just like, again, like he's gonna burn him alive.
Yeah,
he's just gonna fucking do it.
And he's waiting for him to calm down. Are you done?
Are you done? Well, he starts throwing it in his face, and so brutal. And can you imagine the open ear?
And the way it looks.
Oh yeah, we do have to talk about that. They do finally show that. It's a little more close up when Tim Roth comes into the picture. Yeah, but dude, it looks so real.
It does.
So
it's
gnarly.
So gross.
And yeah, I mean that guy's screwed forever.
Yeah.
It's like he did such a good job of making that seem realistic.
Oh, 100%.
He
brings it back to being tragic every time. Like it doesn't matter how cool and funny Michael Madsen's Mr. Blonde is. Every time that we come back to the officer, you're like, oh my God, it's so tragic.
What a psycho. But just throwing water on that wound alone would be like, Can you imagine fucking gasoline?
Yeah. Well, awful. And the other part is like that I had never really thought about until this time around is that like, yes, Mr. Blonde is crazy, but Mr. Blonde is also crazier than I think like Nice Guy Eddie or his dad ever thought, because if what happens next, which is that Mr. Orange wakes up and shoots him, if that hadn't happened, then it means that the hideout was going to be on fire. Right? And so you're like, there is no way that things turn out good no matter what, right? Like you're like, he was going to burn him alive. It would burn the whole warehouse down. There wouldn't be a hideout to go back to. What would those other guys do? Where would Mr. Blonde go? It's like he just had the opportunity to burn a cop alive. And so it was like all other semblance of the plan went out the window because he's like, fuck it. Let's go. I'm going to kill this cop. Like, it's crazy.
He makes a choice.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's not what he portrays at the beginning to those guys, but it's what they saw in the robbery.
Yep.
And so it's great. It's an absolute amazing twist that they were it's a bomb under the table. They were in the room the whole time. The rat was in the room.
The rat was in the room. It's Mr. Orange.
And Mr. Orange is that, and he's Freddy. He's a cop. He's been undercover.
Tim Roth, incredible performance from Tim Roth.
Amazing performance by Tim
Even
Roth.
in just in this little sequence, he's so good.
And he's dying. I'm fucking dying here.
Yeah, I got shot in the fucking guts.
But he basically tells Marvin that he's a cop. He's like, I know.
That's the twist you do not see
and I agree. And
all.
that makes you be like, damn, Marvin, you are fucking dedicated.
Yeah.
You're going to let this dude cut off your ear before you say the dude laying on the floor dead as the rat?
Right.
Like, and again, it probably doesn't matter.
Probably wouldn't have helped him, but still.
It wouldn't have helped him. Especially, he probably knows that because he says it at the beginning, right?
Right.
So maybe that's why he didn't do it. But man, what a trooper. That guy deserves Purple Heart, whatever.
It's
anything.
incredible.
I know Purple Heart's war, not.
Yeah, but it is. It's incredible. Still. He's like, yeah, you're so-and-so introduced us about 5 months ago, right? Like,
and he doesn't even remember. And he's been playing Donnie Brasco this whole time, doing living. But in the movie, lives.
We don't know that yet.
And that's the next cut after they have this discussion. He's like, "Don't pussy out on me now,"
right? Because he's like, they're listening.
Away.
The cops are listening, right? And he says, "We're both just gonna sit here and bleed until Joe sticks his head through the door."
And then we get his flashback.
God,
but. One great use of flashback because we've had it with Keitel, Mr. White, and Mr. Blonde before this.
As well as the beginning, like a virgin conversation where they're all at the diner together.
And you just don't think the guy who got shot, which was a complete accident, by the way, when you watch it back and when they show that flashback, it was just a lady who was armed that was trying to rob them. She was defending herself. And then
him, our undercover cop, kills her. Right? Yes. And he's like, and it's funny because he does the same thing. Tim Roth does the same thing of shooting and then holding his gun out like he can't believe he just did it. Yep. He does it when he shoots the woman that shot him, and then he does it again with Mr. Blonde. And both times it's just a really interesting, you can tell that he is not a cold-blooded killer. Like, he does not want to be shooting anybody. Yep. It's just a very great kind of graceful little bit of acting.
Well, and when we see Mr. Blonde get shot, that's the whoa, what the fuck moment in this whole scene. I mean, actually, the cutting off the ear is the what the fuck moment.
But still, the black and white outfit with the great super hyper color red, not realistic at all blood, is just, when you see him in the back and he slumps down, it's just, again, an iconic shot.
Absolutely.
It's just like, again, obviously,
but he makes sure
burying the lead here at Reservoir Dogs is kind of an iconic film. Yeah. But again, to go back and revisit, you do see why it is iconic in these ways. And there is a part of it, and I think maybe he did it to a smaller degree with something like The Hateful Eight. But man, I'd love to see him dial back and do another Caper-style movie that's this small.
I agree.
Because there's so much.
I know he's only doing one more movie, or maybe he's not even more.
He's not. He's going to be quiet. Quentin Tarantino's going to shut up. I don't believe it. I do not believe it.
Yes, he's got quite the personality.
Yes,
but I agree with you. I mean, that's what made him famous, was this type of movie. And you could say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is kind of close, but not really. Not like
really.
This.
It's still pretty sprawling.
And you're right. Like Hateful Eight, also a fucking fantastic movie,
and kind of a one-room movie. It could be a play too.
Yeah, absolutely. So like. He knows what he's doing. So we are getting elements of that, but I agree. He made the gangster cool, and he made the gangster. Obviously Scorsese made the gangster cool, and Coppola and those guys, but he made it like you could hang out with him in a room and talk to him like a normal person, not just be scared of them the whole time.
Right.
Quarter pounder with cheese. All of that was just you never heard gangsters talk like this.
Yeah.
And so it was monumental when you watched it.
Oh my God, listening to Buscemi be like, yeah, I'd rather not be Mr. Pink. It's pretty close to Mr. Pussy, right? Like, that's not the way that a Scorsese...
Got a cool sounding name.
Yeah, that's not the way that a Scorsese gangster is going to talk. It's like, there's something about that was so fresh and new and fun in a very different way.
And he's always been amazing at dialogue. We know this.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want that authentic sounding dialogue with these unrealistic people.
Well, and I think a thing that this scene reminded me of that I think we often forget about is how many true blue terrifying psychopaths actually exist in Tarantino movies. Whether you're talking about Chuck Who Likes to Fuck,
Pussy Wagon.
A Pussy Wagon dude. Whether you're talking about him, whether you're talking about Zed and the Gimp.
Yep.
Like, there are these characters where you're like, oh, this is more Deliverance than it is Scorsese. This is more like
sure.
straight up like out of the woodwork. Like, gangsters kill people and can be scary, but then there's these psychopaths that you're like, This is his
Two
love
different things, yeah.
Well, it's his love of Grindhouse, right? It's his
Yeah.
love of the Wes Craven Last House on the Left kind of psychopaths. And here with Michael Madsen, just, man, knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, what a fucking scene. Last thing I'll say, I miss you, Chris Penn. I wish you were still alive. He's such a fucking powerful actor.
It's not in this scene, but when he comes back and he's like, out of the fucking blue, and spits that piece of spit across the room. I'm like, yeah, I miss him so much. He was so
This guy
good.
could tell you he started the goddamn Chicago fire. Doesn't make it absolutely fucking so. So good.
I'm with you on this, on the last thing. That is, I miss Chris Penn too.
Absolutely. Just monumental movie, monumental scene personally. And I think in the indie film world, I think this movie kind of changed a lot of how indie movies were made moving forward. It's part of the reason I got into indie movies, and his voice was just so unique and showed you the history of all these things I was going to learn about.
Well, and it was the architecture of cool for the 90s.
Yes.
Right? It just as it being at the top of the 90s, it's like skinny black ties,
Yep.
cool dialogue.
I literally in high school made a movie called Pulp Dogs. And here it is right now. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, God. Oh, in my wildest dreams, if we had a VHS.
There
rip
might be a
of that.
VHS somewhere in my shed.
Was it you and your friends in like black trousers and white dress shirts? And
I mean,
skinny
we were
black
basically
ties?
riffing both of those movies, but I couldn't even tell you what the story was. There probably was no story.
I'm just making it up in my head right now.
Yeah, it's good. Whatever you think is gonna, that's what it was.
Adam,
it was that cool.
I like that you and your little friends are making your little show, but
Pulp
does it
Dogs.
have to have so much swearing in it?
That's true. It was for a high school video production class, so they did not let us swear, unfortunately. But blood and violence all around. You want to see it so bad.
Yeah, it's like when you found your old journals and read them on the show like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
God.
think the world's better off not
I don't know.
Not seeing Pulp Dogs.
Leave it in the comments, folks, if we need to get a hold of
Yes.
Palcher's dad, Gary, and have him go out to the garage and see if it might be in there.
Yeah. I mean, if we
wanna
get
watch
50
it.
plus comments asking for it,
50?
I will find it.
We've never gotten 50 comments on any of our videos.
Sure we do. All right.
Playing
Well,
it safe.
if you like what you see /hear, please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Those are our most popular channels. Or you can find us on Letterboxd at Adam Palcher for myself, at Mr_Sherlock for Mr. Sherlock. Over
Yes.
there. But yeah, join us. We're going to continue out our Agnes Varda Festival next week, so join us for that as well.
Gleaners and I believe, is the next.
Perfect.
It ends the festival out, and then we'll be doing the Beaches of Agnes as the bonus.
As a bonus episode to just complete our love of Agnes. I can't see this getting bad. I'm so excited about her. But yeah, join us for that one. Scene, festivals, all the things, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, you guys.